Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making what I call good morning cookies. And what a good morning it'll be if you eat one of these. They have basically everything but the kitchen sink in them. They are so good and yet so decadent, you won't even think you're eating breakfast. And they will actually tide you over to your next meal. They're even good for a snack. And they have everything in them, and they can be changed and adapted to what you and your family like. So if you don't like one type of nut here or a certain type of flour, change it. It's all good. So I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I have lined a sheet pan, and I'm going to be lining probably a couple of sheet pans with parchment paper. These are going to make big cookies, and they're probably going to make about 2.5 dozen, depending on how big you make them. If you make them smaller, they'll make probably about 3.5 dozen. So in a very large bowl, a really large bowl, I have 2 cups of old-fashioned oats. I told you they were healthy, right? 1¼ cups of white whole wheat flour. And you can adapt this any way you want. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. 1 cup of grape nut cereal. I love the crunch of grape nut cereal, 1 cup. If you have another favorite cereal, you can use it in here as well. Now I love seeds, so I have 1/2 cup of toasted wheat germ, and then I have 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds. Yum! You think I'd be making cookies for a squirrel, but this is like amazing. And you will be a lover of these cookies, I promise you. 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and that baking soda is going to react with our brown sugar that we'll put in later on. I have, oh my goodness, let me check, 1 cup of raisins, and they can be golden or they can be dark, whatever you like. 1 cup of chopped dates, and 1 cup of any type of almonds you want. You can cut them up, you can leave them whole. I like the sliced almonds. I'm going to get them all in there. Oh! No wonder I need a big bowl, right? And I'm actually going to mix this together. We're then going to get our liquid ingredients together. Once we have this thoroughly blended, and I may even have to use my favorite tools, my hands, because this mixture is too big for my mixer. So you can actually do this all by hand if you want, but I like to do part of it in my electric mixer. So let's move over to my electric mixer. In here I have 4 sticks of unsalted butter that I have allowed to get nice and soft. Now you can also use some light butter as well. You could use 1/2 actual fully fatted unsalted butter and 1/2 light butter, just to give it a little bit of less saturated fat, but the butter makes the cookie so delicious. And then I'm going to add, and I'm going to make sure I'm getting this all right, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, and there is 1 cup of dark brown sugar, and it's the granulated sugar was on the bottom. It's actually in there. And I'm going to mix this together, and we're going to cream, but not like we would for a cake. We're just going to mix this so that it actually just blends together. We're not looking for creaming and a light texture like we would in a fine crumb in a cake. This is a cookie, right? So we're just going to get that going. Just want to get that looking nice. And then on low speed, I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract, add it to 2 eggs that you crack in a cup or in a liquid measuring cup. I'm going to add 1 yolk, so it approximates about 1 egg. All right, I'm going to get that in there. And then when that's all blended together, I'm going to add my next egg. All right, here I go. So many ingredients, but so delicious. And I'm not kidding. Absolutely spectacular. When I first created these cookies, I was like, oh my gosh, these are not just for breakfast. These are for dessert. These are for everything. So you can see I have this Beautiful concoction, right? Sort of looks like a cake or cookie recipe that just doesn't have the dry ingredients yet. Let me go get my rubber spatula, and I'm going to add this mixture in to my dry ingredients. And you can tell there's so much in here, it would never fit in this electric mixing bowl. And there's so many crunchy things and big things in here that we're going to have to do it. Woo! We're going to have to do sort of by hand, and that's fine. It also helps you because you're not going to overmix it. So I'm going to get all my ingredients in. And I'm going to work this with a big spoon. You could use a wooden spoon until all those dry ingredients, the oats and the dates and the almonds and the sunflower seeds, all create a nice wet sticky dough. So I've mixed my dough and it's gorgeous. It's sticky. It's full of great stuff, nutty and seedy and oatmeal and all different flours. It's amazing. And I also have some toppings because what do you do in the morning? You put a banana on your cereal. You put sliced strawberries on your cereal. So why not do it on your breakfast cookie? On your good morning cookie. So I have dehydrated strawberries. I have some dried blueberries. I have banana chips for a crunch. And I also have dehydrated peaches. And I also have some dates, all right, that I have gotten pitted whole, and I sliced them lengthwise. So I'm going to get about a 1/4 cup ice cream scoop. You can make them smaller, like I said, and you're just going to push it against the side of the pan, or side of the bowl, and put them in there. See how they're very big, and they're going to get big, and you're going to leave a space. So I wouldn't do any more than about 3, depending on how big your sheet pan is. And it's a good sturdy dough. So it's going to stay as a scoop or a scooperful. And then you can have fun and you can top them. All right, so I'm just going to put a bunch of these on here. Okay. And you're just going to keep making them. You could even make one giant good morning cookie, all right, for a crowd if you wanted to. But I always like to send some with my kids or my husband and just sort of send them on their way, and they love it. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to now I'm going to take maybe a dehydrated peach and put it on one and push it down so it goes inside. I'm going to put a date on one, and I'm going to put some dehydrated strawberries, just like you would for your breakfast cereal. You put some strawberries on there. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like breakfast. And I'm going to put some dried blueberries and get them to stick. Just push them in. Push, push, push. No stragglers. We're going to get you in there. And then I have some banana chips. This will add a little crunch to the cookie when your family or your friends bite into it. And then another peach, and some more strawberries. So they're very colorful. They're full of decadence, and yet they are healthy as well. And you will love them. And then I'm going to put them in the oven for about 15 minutes, and they should get nice and brown. And when they come out, they'll be a little soft, but let them cool and they will firm up. So I'm going to keep baking my cookies. So my beautiful good morning cookies have cooled. I have piled them on a plate for breakfast, for a snack. You can even pack them with the kids and put them on the school bus on their way to school. This is a nutritious breakfast and any time of day cookie. But I call them good morning cookies because it is going to be a great good morning and a great day if you eat one of these. I hope you become a subscriber. Till next time.